feel before jumping into the video that I need to admit that my top is on totally backward. Like the front of it's so basic, like no joke, like the tag is right here. Like it's on backward, it's from Topshop. The front's just a basic V and I was like, this is so much cuter. Like why would I wear this in the back of me where no one can see me? For today's video, I am going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look that you see right here. And I'm so excited because I am using the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Yay! I had so many requests to use this palette. I mentioned it in my Best of Beauty for 2016. It looks like this. And I also mentioned that like I wanted to do a tutorial, but I really didn't know how to do a tutorial without making it look like the same warm smoky eye that I always do. So I did this look today that I am obsessed with. I saw this picture, Wake Up and Makeup posted it. If you guys know that account, it's a great account for makeup. And they posted this artist, her name is Krimd. I was super inspired by this. I didn't actually like replicate it, like recreate the look, but just in general, I was really inspired by this. I just went in and like added some glitter and did like my own shape and technique. All right, you guys, I'm gonna stop rambling. I do not want this to be a 5-minute intro like all my other videos. I'm trying to get better at that. I hope you enjoy this super casual makeup tutorial. Very ideal for brunching with grandma, early morning church service, maybe meeting the boyfriend's parents. Very subtle. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and I love you guys. Mwah! Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Hey guys, we're gonna just jump right into it today. So first thing I'm doing, of course, is priming my eyes. This is an absolute must. Whatever primer works for you will do. I personally use concealer and a damp beauty sponge, and then I just go over it, just really lightly dusting a translucent powder. That way the eyeshadow goes on nice and smooth and it's not sticky or tacky whatsoever, and it's much easier to blend the shadow. Then I'm gonna be going in with the Queen of Hearts palette, and I'm gonna start off with this kind of medium tone, warmish brown shade. And I'm gonna be going in with this brush that I don't think I've ever actually used before. It's much more longer and denser and almost like a little bit more stiff, but I use it for this look because it was honestly perfect for creating a cut crease. As you can see, I'm getting it like nice and tight in that crease area and the bristles aren't moving. So I'm gonna make that just as pigmented all the way in the inner corner as I am all the way out to the outer corner, going back and forth in windshield wiper motions. Then I'm gonna pick up this hot orange shade. I'm gonna go right over top of that. In this moment, I'm not trying to be too super duper precise. Like if the shadow gets down on my lid, that's fine. This isn't where we're gonna create the cut crease. We're gonna do that later. But at this moment, just to make it easier on yourself later and you don't have to do as much work, just try to keep it in your upper crease area and not be too sloppy with it on your lid, because it'll just make everything easier on when you do go to cut out the crease. So as you can see, I'm going back and forth over this many times just to make sure that we don't have any harshness whatsoever. Now I'm going to pick up this gorgeous like purpley magenta. Oh my gosh, I love this color. And I'm going to put that on a much tinier brush, much more precise, and just sit that right in the crease. So I'm going to keep this a little bit lower because the other two colors, like the warm brown and the orange, I kind of blended out a little bit higher. I'm going to keep this one nice and low and really tight and dense just in that crease because I want this to kind of be an ombre effect from like purple to orange. So now I'm going to mix both that matte magenta shade and that shimmery purple. And on a fluffier blending brush, I'm going to begin just to pack this in the whole outer corner of my eye, going up and touching the shades that we already applied in the crease and then bringing it downward. I really want this outer corner to be the darkest part of the eye look and also like very, very purple. At one point, you're going to see me put like that cranberry shade over top of it, and I ended up going back and recovering it with the purple because I just thought it looked the best and the most flattering with the darkest purple right here in the crease. And I normally don't put shimmers in this area, but I love it. Like I really, really, really loved the way this looked. You can see even with a blending like natural hair brush, the pigment on these shimmers are no joke. So I'm going to pick up that cranberry shade right here and I'm going to put it right in that crease, but then I brought it down a little bit on the outer corner and I actually ended up not liking that. So I'm going to go back and cover that up with the dark purple later, but I do want that cranberry color to be in my actual crease, if that makes sense, just not on the outer corner. So now I'm just picking up any concealer that you have and any synthetic brush that you have. And this is the MAC 242 brush. It's nice and flat, so it works perfect for this. And I'm literally just gonna carve out and cut that crease. And as you can see, it is so simple. If you try this out for yourself, like it is the easiest thing ever. And then you can just go over it with shadow and boom, there's your cut crease. It's so, so easy. I love how sharp it makes it. I did take that concealer and just kind of flick it out a little bit because I knew that I was going to do a glitter cut crease. I'm also going to go back with that tiny precise brush and a little bit of orange shadow and just make sure that it's totally blended on the inner corner, and then grab a makeup wipe and clean up all the fallout and just kind of make that wing a little bit more precise. Then with more orange on a blending brush, I'm going to just make sure that everything is completely blended on the outer corner up towards the brow. Then I'm going to go in with the white color in the palette. This is a very shimmery, very white color. It's got like a little bit of maybe a pinkish undertone, like reflects ever so slightly. Can't really see it that well though, especially on camera. But I'm going to just go ahead and go right over top of that concealer to make this really pop. And this is what's going to make that cut crease and that line even more intense. But I didn't feel like I needed to be super duper precise because I knew I was going to go over it with glitter. But you can really get in there nice and tight and carve it out with this color. I'm going to grab that gold, but I felt like it was not sticking very well, so I sprayed my brush with some Fix Plus, of course, which I do with most shimmers because it just makes it so much more metallic and honestly way easier to apply. I'm going to put that in between the white and the purple. Then I'm going to grab more shimmery purple, put it in the crease, and then I'm going to go back with more gold, stamp over top of it. Just go back and forth until I have like the perfect like ombre effect of white to gold to purple. And then at one point, I'm going to grab my brush with a little bit more of the white shade on it as well and go over that just to make sure that everything is just gradient and looks lovely. At this moment, use your best judgment. Whatever you think is good, good. If you want to go with more gold, more purple, you do you, boo. I'm going to grab some gel liner. This one is by Morphe. In my last video, everyone was like, oh my God, hell is frozen over. Jaclyn's not using her Maybelline gel liner. It's because I'm all out of my Maybelline right now. So this is what I'm using. But I honestly love it. It's just very inky and very black. So I'm going to create a wing liner for this look. You do not have to do that. You can honestly just mascara and put on lashes, but I wanted to just have the full blown effect. I haven't done like a really intense drama eye in what feels like forever. I'm sure it's only been like 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been a while. So I wanted to do a really intense eye. Then I'm going to grab the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy Glitter. This is the glitter liner. Comes in a little tiny tube. I'm sorry, that sounded like I said two, a little tiny tube. I love this liner. Like I can't live without it. But then I felt like it needed more of a pop. So what I did is I grabbed some Eye Candy Cosmetics, and these are super inexpensive, and it's in the shade Taffy. And it's a beautiful like rose gold pinky shade, and I felt like this really made the look pop. Like I didn't think that the Midnight Cowboy popped as much as I wanted it to, and then when I put this on, I was like, yes! And I used the Lit glitter glue and just dipped my brush directly into the glitter glue. The Lit Cosmetics glitter glue is hands down the best that I have ever used. I don't know what I did before it. I do not know what I did. I'm going to just use some L'Oreal Carbon Black Voluminous Mascara, and then I'm going to put on some false lashes. I'm going to be using the Blinking Beauty Samantha lash, which is one of my favorites. I mentioned it in my Best of Beauty video because I just love how the outer edge has like that gorgeous wispy like flick to it. It just gives like such, it just emphasizes the wing even more. I just love them. Now we're going to move on to the lower lash line. We're going back in with that warm brown. And I did do my foundation, concealer, and powder, and I did not like put that in the video because I feel like you guys have seen that routine 5,000 times, and I just wanted to stick to the eyes, but we will go on to the rest of the face later. So for now, I'm just going to take a tiny little precise brush, and I'm going to run that warm brown along the entire lash line. Then I'm going to grab that shimmery purple. I'm going to put that right on top of it, as close to the lash line as possible using a definer brush. That one right there is a Sigma brush. Whenever you see that gold handle, that means it's Sigma because it's from their Extravaganza collection. But every brand basically has that brush. Get it nice and tight on the lash line. Then I'm going to grab some of that orange and put that right over top again with a really tiny pencil brush. I'm just kind of layering all the exact same colors that I used on the upper lid on my lower lash line as well to really get this smoky and like really blended out. I felt like the lower lash is what really brought this look together in the end. I thought it made it like everything just pop so much more. Then I'm going in with some translucent powder and an angled brush just to clean up that area, and then I will just immediately wipe it away, and it will just give you way more of like a defined look. That way, if it was like messy at all in the lower lash line, it'll just keep it nice and right and tight. You know how we do. Then I'm going to fill in my brows. Of course, using the Anastasia brow definer in the shade Chocolate. I got a little heavy on my brows today, I'm not going to lie. I've been a little heavy-handed recently, and that's why I go in with the spoolie and I brush it out and blend it out like crazy. But then the thing that I absolutely have to do when I'm doing a smoky eye especially is grabbing some concealer on a definer brush and just blending that underneath my eye. And then basically with no more concealer left on this brush, I'm just going to blend back and forth and kind of up and down. And this is what's going to like really blend my shadow into that concealer so that nothing is harsh and the shadow doesn't actually like touch the brow, because I don't want my shadow to touch my brow. Like I want my brow bone to have like its own moment. I want it to pop on its own. I don't want my shadow all the way up there, so that's why I do that concealer trick. Then taking that same translucent powder and that same brush that I used on the outer corner of my eye, I'm going to stamp it all over my brows, blend it out with the spoolie because it's just going to give it way more of a natural look. It was just looking super harsh and I was like, girl, you need to get it together. These brows are intense. Then for my brow bone highlight, I'm using the Artist Couture Diamond Powder in the shade Cocoa Bling. I would recommend doing this before you put on your false lashes though. I didn't think about it just because it will kind of fall down on top of your lashes and you'll have to like clean them up and dust them off. But this has been like one of my favorite brow highlights recently. It's just so pretty. Then using a tiny little brush, I'm going to go in with that same exact white shadow from the palette and just stamp that on my lower lash line. Using a white liner would do the trick, but I forgot mine, so I used this one instead. Just used a shadow and it stays on there just the same. It's actually a great tip if you want to keep like your liner on your waterline all day. Just go over it and set it with an eyeshadow and it'll keep it on like bulletproof all day long. Then I'm going to go in with Benefit Hoola bronzer in this big old fat Tom Ford brush, which I love. Honestly, I have forgotten how much I love Hoola bronzer, especially with my super fair skin. Like, I love this bronzer. And I keep having people tell me, you're not that fair, you're not that pale. I am the lightest shade of foundation in almost every single brand. I'm either the lightest or the second lightest. So I am pretty fair right now. I don't know why. Maybe the camera makes me look like I'm not that fair, but I am. I mean, you can see I have a little bit of yellow undertone in me, so maybe that's the difference. I don't know, but trust me, I am very light right now, and I have been loving Hoola bronzer. So I'm going to grab some Cover FX translucent powder. I'm going to just basically carve out that whole area and then clean it up. As you can see, I'm using that blender just to go around and really like erase anything, blend out that entire cheek area so it's a nice soft contour, nothing super duper harsh. I've been loving that trick recently, just going over and basically like erasing things and blending things out with that powder. For blush, I'm going to use an oldie but a goodie. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Blush in the shade Rosy Outlook. It's just such a pretty shade and it just goes on so natural and nice, especially when you use a big fluffy brush like this one. It's a Sigma brush, but I do not know the number, but I will put that, I'll put all the brushes in the description box for you guys. And then I'm going to just set my brows with some clear brow gel, of course. And then for highlight, I'm going to be using the Jouer Cosmetics Citrine highlight. And I chose this one for this look because it's nice and light and it's got like a vanilla beam to it, but it also has like a nice golden undertone, because when you're as pale as me, you can't use like an actual gold highlight because it looks like basically yellow on your face and it's not really flattering. So this one is a really pretty golden undertone that I thought was very flattering to the eye look. Of course, I'm going to put a little pinch on my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin. If you're oily, you probably want to avoid the chin and the nose, but I'm not oily, I'm dry as an alligator. And then for my lips, I'm going to go in with Lipland liquid lipstick in the shade Spotlight. So pretty. I love this color. And then I'm going to take some Kylie Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade So Cute, which is her palest nude that she has, and I love it. I'm putting just on the center of the lips for like a pouty glossy look. I'm going to set everything with Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, and this look is complete. I hope you guys love it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!